is good. It's pretty quiet. See if I can fix that. How about now? Is this better? Maybe a little bit. Not by a whole lot. How about this? How about now? Yeah, my volume is at max. This is quiet. I boosted it up to 700, so you're probably gonna hear squeaking in my chair and like clicking of the keyboard and stuff like that. I might want it up more, even more than that. How's that? Is that better? Okay. I just know it's going to be picking up every little thing, like a little bit away from. You know. There we go. I don't know why it turned off. Downloading some mods for the gameplay. I don't even remember what I had on before switching it over to my secondary. SSD. That's what it was, SSD. Zoom the page out basically. The way that this is working is that Mod Manager allows me to turn it up even more honestly. This is how's that? Is that better? I can always switch the mic over to headset or my laptop. Z unit's kicking on and it might interfere. I should probably practice for the upcoming Ada S Plus professional run, because I still need to get that achievement. Yeah, this mic might be a little bit clearer, but honestly, I think I might switch it over to either the desktop or the headset. I might do that real quick. Give me a second. How's this? Am I coming in clear? Audio quality is definitely not the best. Let's try this one more time. Alright, this is just my laptop's microphone. Yeah, it works. Honestly, I think the headset is better. Yeah, that's better. I don't like the sound quality as much, but you know, it'll work. Let's see if this is what I'm looking for. It might not be, honestly. Yeah, I don't think so. This should loop now. It didn't loop first, but yeah, that works. Honestly, it's probably been too long since I came back to this. I'm probably way out of practice with this run in particular. We'll see. Found a couple good ones. I'm not completely happy with all of it though. I want to look for references, but I'm not really finding that many that are, good. This really good set of mods, and I'm so disappointed in the transfer that they're all gone. I remembered a couple, so I was able to just download the ones that I remembered, but this is gonna take a lot longer than I'm wanting, I think. It's already been... Let me check YouTube. Like 20 minutes? Yeah. I should probably just pick something and go with it. I know this character. We'll go with that. It also looks nice, so that's a bonus. That's a pretty well-made model. Not what I'm looking for. It's taken a while to download. There's that. I'm missing something. What am I missing? I think what I got is good. I think we can finally start now. Okay. I got my Goku shirt on today. Anyways. Everything should be in order. Please, work for me. First time. Sorry, camera's angled down. I need to plug something in. There we go. Looks like it's working. Just stop that. And Go to game capture. There we go. Nope, wrong thing. Is it gonna work? I don't see my mouse. I guess we're doing window capture again. Or display or whatever. There. Can you hear the game? I can't tell. No. Okay. Let me try this. Is that better? Still can't hear it. It's showing up on OBS though. Interesting. Display capture. I'll try this instead. It doesn't even show up with the video. If I did the display. Is the window capture getting the audio? Okay, window capture. See, this is what I'm talking about. There's so many workarounds I have to do. I'm using display capture for the video. I'm using window capture for the audio. It's just big old mess. Okay. Is it a little loud, or is it? You think it's just right? A little loud? Okay. Yeah, I see what you mean. That's probably good. Because this game's gonna get pretty loud. Let's see if the mod worked. Sure. Typically the mod shows up on the costume selection screen, but that's not always the case. Did it crash on me? Or is it just taking a while? It could have crashed on me. It's not unlikely, but I haven't run into it all that often, so I think it might have crashed. Well, I'll leave it here, and if it loads, it loads. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'll be right back. Okay. Something clearly went wrong. Let me just check the mod manager. I don't think this is what would have crashed it. Probably not. Textures. Let me uninstall everything and reinstall it. That might work. Urgh. There. I need that for general management. All right. Actually, can I just click to play the? Yeah, there. Okay. I don't think that's gonna be any different than just launching from the desktop Steam app thing, but it might be better to launch directly from the mod manager. You can see everything. I don't think you can see the mod manager before. I'll try to be as quiet and soothing as possible because I know it's late. And some people like to sleep to streams and stuff. Just see if it worked. No, looks like it did. Didn't crash this time. Good. I want to make sure everything's in line. Window.
Parece que me toca bailar, hermano. No way to finish a dance. Your favorite, I believe?
Excellent timing, Ada. You know how I feel about being tied up. And yes, many thanks. You see, those annoying monks took everything from me.
Including the amber?
No, cleverly hidden just before they grabbed me.
Well, then lead the way.
My pleasure. And here we go. This way.
Is it close?
Not exactly, but it's safe.
No amber, no deal. You know the terms.
We're good, we're good. What do you want with it anyway?
I don't know. Yet.
Welcome. Ooh, what you buying?
It's a lot of spinel.
What's that? How have we procured these curiosities?
What do I have on me right now? Okay. It's the Punisher, though.
Next time, then.
Why do I only have the Punisher? I must have done knife and...
Welcome. Got a selection of good things on sale, stranger.
I must have done knife and handgun only run.
Your valuables won't do you much good in the grave. Well done, stranger. I knew I could count on you. Well, now...
See if I can... Not quite.
Go and call welcome. Stranger. Ooh, I'll pay a pretty penny for that. Ruby's all rubbish, it makes no difference. The price, well, that's our choice to make. A deal well struck. That cash in your pocket or your life? Easy choice, mate. All yours, stranger.
We go with that. And that.
I'll hand this over when you've got the space.
Works. I feel like my controls have changed. I don't know why. They shouldn't have.
drum magazine. You can spray and pray in style with that. This kind of work is about finesse, stranger. Little bit goes a long way. You'll see. Try that on for size. That's about all I can do for... Well, we've given this one all we have to give. Well, a pleasant
Alright, and
travel.
that's all we'll need for the rest of the game.
We've got company. They're looking for us. But we're taking the high road. Got it?
Understood.
Up you go, Luis.
Arriva y listo.
Fetch the Ember. We'll meet up later.
No! Sorry, what kind of a man leaves a lady... Then we meet at the church. Let's not make it a funeral, eh?
Oh yeah. Nasty.
Not bad. Not nearly good enough.
And there's phase 1.
And stay gone.
Wow. Kind of. Handgun? No, I don't want to discard it. I don't need SMG ammo, I have infinite ammo. Do I not have a scope? I don't have a scope. That's fine.
Control, come in.
Alright, I'm not gonna watch all these.
That's where I need to go.
Stick to the high ground. You have the means. Don't forget your mission. The Amber. Nothing else matters. Wrap this little tour up and bring it to me.
Understood. But maybe a little sightseeing first.
Nice. So, a little bit of history. If you've been snooping around my Steam account, I did an update about this game, saying something along the lines of, I love the original, the remake does the original justice. I think that if you played the original, you deserve to play the remake, and vice versa. You know, basically the same, saying the same thing. It is, I said it was a 12 out of 10 remake. I don't 100% agree with that anymore. It's definitely a good remake, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's a perfect remake. There's stuff they did that they made easier, which is never a bad thing. And they changed stuff to make certain parts harder, which isn't a bad thing. But there's some parts that I just don't like as much as the original.
Things are heating up. I'll need to disable the catapults.
Like, there's certain rooms that they omitted. For instance, the lava room from the original. I've loved that room, and so did so many other people. That lava room was iconic. I don't know why they omitted it. Let's see.
This'll do nicely.
Ouch.
That did the trick.
Like this one. Ooh, got him. Oh, really? Guess I probably should have been paying more attention, huh? I got plenty of healing. I don't want to be stumbling around all game. There's a couple puzzles later that have set answers that you'd otherwise have to search for. I'm gonna see if I can remember any of them without having to look them up. Or not look them up, but actually do the puzzle. And it's probably just... Yep.
Lights out. Nothing personal. Almost out of here.
Another cutscene. I've beaten this in, I think about 2.5 hours. So I really wanted to. I probably could just
So he wants almost
beat
at the
this.
church.
It's not that long. Thought there was something there, but I guess not. Now, Leon's campaign is a minimum of 5 hours, 30 minutes. There's no way I'm finishing that in one sitting, starting at, 10:50. I could definitely finish that. If I started at like 9:50, 8:50. I think he was the only guard, so.
What a warm welcome.
Huh? Where am I getting attacked from? There's one of them. Did I already get the brute? I think I already killed the brute. Nice. I guess 3 heavy grenades are enough to kill a brute. That's one of the reasons why I don't like Revelations 2 that much. Is that much like the brute in this game, although I don't think nearly as imbalanced. The brute isn't nearly as imbalanced. There are a lot of really tough enemies in Resident Evil Revelations 2 that just take a lot to take out. And it feels excessive sometimes. Even some of the simpler, like, common enemies take a lot to kill. And it can get pretty annoying, not gonna lie. It'll take like 3 or 4 shots of the
I'm seeing quite the crowd here.
handgun to the face, even on normal difficulty, which is the surprising thing. So I don't hate the game. I think it's probably one of the scariest in the series, all things considered. the experimentation. I will say the opening of that game, where Claire and Moira get kidnapped and kind of just end up somewhere, and then the subsequent plot, especially if you supplement it with Barry's post main game story. And it's not a post game because it's another full length playthrough. But if you supplement it with what Barry goes through, uncovering the secrets after Claire and Moira's story, playing that campaign in tandem with the first, being Claire and Moira, I think is really interesting. I had a lot of fun playing through that my first time.
Bring me a challenge.
See the professional mode. This is an upgraded handgun that took 2 bullets to the head. Not in Revelations 2. I'm taking like 6. 2 is reasonable. Maybe that's just me, but... Oop. I should parry one of these guys. I remember where most of the treasures are in this campaign. I mean, I've played Leon's so much, it's hard to forget, you know? I played that on PS4 early 2024, so I only got around to the remake about a year after it came out. Just about. Who needs a scope? All I need is iron sights. Some practice in Black Ops 3 Zombies, where it's optimal to use iron sights on sniper rifles.
This way looks promising.
You know, because if you do the animation of going into a scope every time you try going for a headshot, it's just going to cause you to either goof up, miss, or it's going to overcorrect your shot, and then you have to unscope to reload, and it's just better to use the iron sights. Really? Okay. I can hit this, I know I can. Nice. First try. Alright, which one was this?
Not bad. Okay, next. That's one job done.
It's a triple, I think. Triple 2, and then that thing. This one? Yeah.
Here we are. The church.
In a normal new playthrough, professional playthrough, which I'm gearing up for here soon, I would put all of my eggs into the basket of the typewriter anyways, but I probably would not have enough to upgrade it as much as I did there. Well, definitely wouldn't have enough. It's a lot of cash. But just like with Leon's campaign, if you can get an upgrade ticket, you can just immediately upgrade it. Ooh, that would have been interesting if I'd found a Rebecca Chambers outfit or something.
Should have known he'd be trouble.
But that probably would have been an Ashley mod and not Ada. Can you see her through the window? You can hear her. Well, maybe you guys can't. It's pretty quiet. Huh? Rifle. I got for alligator. I have for alligator submachine gun, and I don't really need it because the typewriter is infinite. But you know. You can actually also avoid all of these ganados. Or am I thinking of Leon's campaign? Nope, it's definitely here. They are pretty clueless. Just walk right past, because I heard the bell. Mm-hmm. Gotta run.
Hey, strange. Well, now.
Still don't have enough rubies.
Well, look at you, mate. I've got something new
I'm
for
lame.
you, mate.
I can't give credit.
Knife needs care every once in a while. Could be the difference between life and death. That cash in your pocket or your life. Easy choice, mate. I'll buy almost anything. Stranger. Ooh, I'll pay a pretty penny for that. All my wares are in tip-top shape, I assure you.
Why not have a... I guess not.
There's something. So, which weapon will you be giving a shine to? Give us a shout when you want to tune it up. A wise choice. I know. I say that. Hope to see you again soon, stranger.
This is one of my favorite little things. Is the they added this what you call it? Why am I forgetting the name of the enemy? The big guy. Not the big cheese. Somebody different. It should be a lamp keeper. Here it is. Gigante. That's... I'm so stupid for forgetting that. Right? Pesanta Fight 2.
Won't let me go
Okay.
so easily, huh?
Running on phase 2.
Looks like that was effective.
One with red eyes is
Fog.
there.
It's getting thicker.
Done. What's wrong, Ada? Or Mai from King of Fighters?
Okay. Now for the village chief's house.
I don't really need treasure, do I? It's just nice to have, I suppose. Yeah, I'll just keep going.
Should be just up ahead.
Honestly, I could probably beat this in less time because I have all these upgraded weapons
Hope
and
there's a
such.
lead on Louise. Here. At least their holy book looks interesting.
there's a part coming up in the factory where I should be able to maneuver myself in a
I
way
can't leave empty-handed.
that I don't know what I just heard, but it sounded like one of the cats. There should be a way that I can lead the
What have we here?
one of the Bella sisters and the Dr. Salvador into a. Hang on, I gotta do something real quick. So I'm gonna mute the mic. You see that little goober? That little goober over there? You see him? That's Mochi, or Chi-Chi. Mochi's somewhere. Oh, what a sweetie. Had to plug my phone in. Because I was at like 30. Chi-Chi, was that you? Did you make that weird noise? I don't think he's gonna stick around for long. I forgot. I need to switch back over to YouTube. There we go. I was looking at my OBS. I didn't want to look at my OBS.
I bet they took him here.
There is no escape.
Alright. We can go this way for a treasure, I think. There it is. If I don't die. A red barrel. There we go. Just used a few of these, I think. It just makes my job easier. Don't feel stressed out about this. This part's not that hard. It's more fun than anything. It's interesting. It's not even close. Okay, maybe he's a little bit close. But they can't get in.
Looks
The
like I
gate's
gave
locked.
them the slip.
Looks like we did, Ada.
Got some new wares, stranger. You're in for a treat.
2 red barrels. I need 1 more. I only need 1 of those, so.
Welcome. I've got something new for you, mate. Your valuables won't do you much good in the grave. stranger. Ooh, I'll pay a pretty penny for that. This the one, stranger? What's that? How have we procured these curiosities? You don't want to know, mate. All my wares are in tip. All yours, stranger.
It's pretty useful too.
Any come back. Any time.
There.
Got something.
Say that, but I don't really know how to do it without a living her. I guess I could always try shooting them first, but I don't know, it doesn't seem viable. Maybe that's just me. Because, you know, those do a lot of damage, regardless of who's getting hit.
Hope he's down here.
That's right, I can skip those.
Not good.
The hallucination scenes.
Not a soul in sight. Did Luis do this?
It wants me to look at something first. That's right. There.
These belong to Luis.
Can she tell from the shoe?
Is this his frequency?
That's the other thing, is I would typically have the crossbow here, but I don't have the crossbow. It takes up a lot of space. It's just not as efficient as so I don't use it. Alright, Leatherface.
Finally.
that would take a lot longer with just the Chicago Sweeper or the TMP or whatever submachine gun it gets. I can't remember. But a fast way to skip that part is also to just throw a couple flash grenades. I did that for the hardcore speedrun, and it wasn't too bad. The end. Ada died. I'm just gonna let you guys see who it was.
Having a bad day?
It's Wesker.
Wesker.
Okay. It's interesting how they made Ada's journey kind of parallel Lincoln's in the sense that they both get knocked out in one way or the other by the Marcus.
Here we go.
I've got some new items in stock. Welcome. Got a selection of good things on sale, stranger. What you see is what I've got. Knife needs care. This kind of work is about... Try that on for size. We're starting to get an idea of your tastes, friend. A deal well struck. Anything else I can help you with?
I don't think I need it yet. Oops.
And travels.
Wait. I forgot about that.
Bring the challenge.
See, in some ways, I think this... Let me finish my thought before you hit me like that. I think this game is easier than the original because of things like the parry mechanic, stuff like that. In other ways, I think this game is harder than the original. Like the regenerators being a lot faster. I think the Gigante fight is a lot harder in this game compared to the original. Same with the Novistador? Not Novistador, Conquistadors are the bugs. What am I thinking of? Verdugo. The Verdugo fight is a lot harder in this game. At least in my opinion. That this game and the original are different enough that I could recommend either, and you would have a completely different experience playing one or the other. Both good, both positive, but different. Which is why I said I retract
Here we go.
my statement of this being a 12 out of 10, because I don't think this does enough in the direction of good changes to warrant replacing the original entirely. This game is definitely streamlined for the modern audience, you know. That's kind of what they were trying to go for. Not saying that the original is unplayable to beginners of the franchise or noobs or whatever. But it is a lot more fast-paced. It's a lot more flowy compared in terms of combat compared to the original game. The original game is a lot more methodical in strategically placing yourself around enemies as opposed to just, you know, here comes someone and you shoot them in the face. You gotta be a lot more aware of the space, which is what I was talking about with the parry mechanic. If you just parry, that sets up one of those crowd clearing kicks that you can just use to make space for yourself. Whereas those opportunities only really came up in the original if you were smart, gathered the group, but kept your distance away from them, and then use something high power like a shotgun in order to stun, you know, maybe somebody at the front of the group, and then you get the full benefit of the stun because of how you played and not just because, you know, you parried someone's attack. I know it might sound like I'm comparing apples to apples, but I do think that the way that mechanics like the kick were changed so that, you know, you could pretty much activate it whenever you wanted, as long as somebody had a melee weapon in this game, as opposed to the more thinking man's version of this game, I want to say. You know, just stuff like that adds up for me personally. Again, I'm not saying that this game is bad, or that the original is perfect. It certainly is not. It's a very good game. I don't think it's perfect. Same with this one. They both got their flaws. But if I were to recommend somebody to a Resident Evil game, and they said, I don't want to deal with any of the older games, jank, you know, I just want to play a good game, I just want it to be fun and exciting, this is not a bad choice. Starting them with this one, not a bad choice. You know, if somebody was willing to put up with some of the older quirks, if someone were willing to put up with the older quirks of more classic style Resident Evil games, I would point them definitely in the direction of this one, or I guess the original 4. But to this day, one remake I think is still probably the best based off of everything, based off of its Difficulty, story, setting, iconicity, everything. It all adds up. Is it over already? That's what you get with that's what you get with improved power. Yeah, everything had a stronger shot to it. We don't need to watch that.
I'll let Leon know.
I think I should be able to finish this
Hola, Luis
about
here.
12:30
Sit around.
my time.
Well, I wanted to go home, but Ashley just had to see this castle first.
Ladies first.
How chivalrous.
There's a hidden laboratory downstairs. My stuff should be there.
Along with the suppressant.
What would I do without you, Ada?
Be parasite food.
Is something burning?
Slow down,
Guess
Luis.
we'll find out.
Mierda! Ada, they're here! Thanks.
Oh no, the lab, it's burning.
No, no, no! We can't let the medicine be destroyed!
Luis, let it go. Luis, you're serious?
Context. Just enough.
Luis, get back here. Don't inhale the smoke.
Why didn't you just... There's enough space, why didn't you just crawl under? Mm-hmm.
We can go back up this way. Then figure out our next move. This way. Hey, who are you working for anyway?
You're better off not knowing. Trust me.
Well, you can work for the devil for all I care. As long as you get me out of here.
There it is. Maybe? There we go. Gonna need that for later.
Oh yeah, I'll unlock the... Huh? Where's the key? Shit! I must have dropped it. This is where we part. Good luck.
Likewise. All right, first, bindery.
Now it's like Metal Gear. My brother really likes Solid 3. And I don't know why yet. I haven't played that game yet. I'm looking forward to it. I know it's good. People say it's good. Oh, wait.
A raccoon. Guess this is fate.
I have some new goods that might interest you. Welcome. I've got something new for you, mate. That cash in your pocket or your life. Easy. A deal well struck. Got a selection of good things on. Don't get yourself killed now.
I need one more red barrel, and then I can make the crown. Really scooch in more, but I want to lean back a little.
The first ingredient should be in this room.
So, it was discussed last night, but I did purchase Resident Evil 2 on Nintendo 64. And that should be coming earliest Monday. So, hopefully that's soon. I think projected was about Thursday next week.
That must be the ink.
But if I can get that sooner, I will play it sooner. I have played and beaten 2 Remake. I should probably disable the Steam notification thing, just so it doesn't interfere. Anyways, I've played and beaten 2 Remake several times.
See you around, Leon.
And I've seen people starting to feel the same way about that game that I do about this game. You know, it's good. Very good. You'd be crazy to say it's not. But, just because it's good, doesn't mean it's a replacement for the original. You know, I think consensus on that has been made about all of the remakes, especially 2 and 4. 3 remake is
The
just
gate and gong have the same symbol.
haven't played it yet.
Simple enough.
I plan on playing it at some point, probably just so I can personally definitively say yes, don't bother. But so far, everything I hear about it from other people, either online or in person, I've heard people talk about it
Bad feeling
in person.
about this. Who comes up with these things?
I have heard people talk about it in person, and most of them have said 3 Remake is a fine game, but a Resident Evil game, it's way too action focused, which is, you know, something people had a problem with games like 5 and 6. And 6 is still looked back upon as not only a failure for the fans, but I'm pretty sure it was a commercial failure. 5, on the other hand, started walking in that direction. Again, I haven't played 6. I own it.
Okay,
Have not
now
played it
for
yet.
the second ingredient.
But 5, I noticed, and so did a lot of other people, started walking towards that direction of combat, heavy combat focus, whatever you want to say. But it didn't quite make it all the way there. There's a lot of good spots in that game that are just creepy, you know. Some good, scary stuff, spooky, like this, you know. I think this game, and the original 4, of course, these two do spooky, creepy encounters pretty well. That was my thing about the original
Looks like something goes here.
4 and 1 remake being... 1 remake did scare me. You know, I was on edge first playthrough, on edge the whole game. I think pretty much the whole game I was on edge. 4 remake, not remake, the original 4, not as much, but there were definitely a lot of butt cheek clenching moments, and that's the best way I could describe it. Because there was a lot of the original, this game too, but a lot more common in the original. There's just so many moments that it's just tense. You know, I'm running out of ammo, or there's more enemies than I was expecting, especially the island. Oh my goodness, the island can get crazy fast. That's why I love the original island. That and the atmosphere with the music, I think is just so much better than the original. I don't know if any of this can be heard because of how loud they're playing on these. But and how loud the Chicago speaker is. A lot of spinels though. That's good. 3, I would say, is on the same level of creepy, scary as 1. 2 remake, only really in the lab. I think the only spots that I was scared or freaked out or whatever was in the laboratory at the end in Nest. And then the Nest laboratory. The rest of the, well, maybe the first part in RPD, even now playing that, but it's more so just because it's not a particularly smart AI, but Mr. X being a pursuer is still pretty tense, even if he's not smart. It's not nearly as bad as what's his name, Nemesis in the remake. I know, but
Welcome. Got a selection of good things on sale, stranger. I'll buy it at a
I
high
have
price.
played
Well. I can
CV
certainly
Code
do
Veronica.
something with this.
I really like Code Veronica. I want to like it, and there's some moments that I
Deal
don't
well
like,
struck.
and I haven't finished it yet. I'm probably about 3/4 of the way through.
What can I do you?
I've
Now
gotten
go
stuck
and
at one of
call
Chris's
some men,
parts. I
eh?
just can't figure out what I'm doing wrong. I think that's, if I'm remembering correctly, that's where I left off. There's just this part with Chris that I'm lost, would probably be the best word. I'm not quite sure what my next move needs to be. Dead Aim. I've also played it. Haven't beaten it yet. Very good game. Better than I was expecting. Also, a lot harder than I was expecting. It is not an easy game. And that's, again, not a bad thing. I do enjoy myself a challenge, especially when it comes to Resident Evil, because at this point I've played so much of 1 and 4 that the respective styles of third-person combat and fixed camera tank controls kind of need something to spin on it. I don't know. You know, it's the only the Revelations games feel good to play. Those feel good to play. 5 does not. 5 is kind of clunky. It doesn't. 4's control scheme is also
Couldn't just let me through, could you?
odd,
That voice.
but I wouldn't call it bad. I would probably call 5's bad. I think 5 has a pretty bad control because they were still clinging on to Resident Evil 4, but they were trying to do something more like, you know, Call of Duty trying to do something more like Call of Duty. Or like Counter-Strike, or you know, something. Because that's the direction they were going in, especially by 6, but even by 3, or not 3, 5 standards. I don't think 5 is a bad game. I liked 5. I think there's one part that I got tripped up on. Basically at the end of 5, I think there's like 2 boss fights left. And I'm getting tripped up at the underground tribe, you know, when Sheva and Chris get separated. It'd be three boss fights, because it's Excella, and then a refight with the big bad, the mutant bat thing. And oh, I missed a treasure back there. And then Wesker. I like the setting. I think a lot of the weapons are pretty cool. I just don't like how it feels to play the game. That's something that surprised me, because 4 feels, even now, really good to play, especially if you're playing the Wii version with motion controls, surprisingly. I guess maybe if you're a Wii person, not so surprisingly. Or the PC Steam version, even with a controller, it still feels fine. You can play the Wii game without motion controls, and you know, it feels decent. You have to use a classic controller, and holding those things are kind of awkward anyways, but I still believe that the definitive way to play 4 is with a Wiimote and a nunchuck. It just feels right. The control scheme makes sense, and I guess all I have to really say is it works. It just genuinely works. It's good, as opposed to something like Skyward Sword. I know a lot of people. I never had problems with Skyward Sword, but a lot of people. I heard a lot of people ran into issues with their motion controls not responding properly.
knew I could count on you. What can I interest you in? Your valuables won't do you much good in the grave. Stranger. Ooh, I'll pay a pretty penny for that. This kind of work is about finesse, stranger. Little bit goes a long way. You'll see. Dazzled? Well, we'll come back anytime.
I have yet to purchase Outbreak File 1. File 2 is expensive. File 1 not as much. You know, I could get it for 40, 50 bucks complete. I found one for about 30. I'm keeping my eye out on that one. Might go back to pick it up from the store. But I did just buy 2.
The last ingredient's not far now.
But in preparation for Requiem, I think it'd be a good idea to play Outbreak File at least once, just to get an idea of who Alyssa Ashcroft is.
That sound. That's right. I still have some unfinished business.
Get to know the Ashcroft clan, Mom, Alyssa, so that Grace is a bit more of a interesting person to play as, be immersed into, I suppose. Personally, I do really like Dead Aim, but especially the main character. I like Bruce McGivern. I think he's cool, and I noticed something on the box. And in the manual, they misspell his name. I can't remember if it's in the manual of the box or the back of the box. But one part of the physical media aspect of it, his name is not spelled correctly. I could look at it now, but I'm in the middle of this. I don't feel like it. I really like Bruce. I think he's not necessarily interesting as a character, but I do think he's kind of similar vein to Leon, which, you know, makes sense. They're supposed to be best friends in the lore. You know, Bruce is Leon's old buddy from his hometown or something. And they both ended up in the business of being law enforcement or something. I can't remember if Bruce is law enforcement or if he's like private eye. I don't remember. It hasn't been too long since I started that game, but the intro cutscene isn't. I don't think it says it. I don't think it says it anywhere, but I think he's a fun character. At the very least, he might not be super interesting, but I think he's cool. He's fun. Again, kind of like Leon. Leon's character, not so much 6. I think 6 they start to flesh him out a little, give him trauma or whatever to work through. You know, he becomes a drinker, something like that. But in 2 and 4,
This must be the collection room.
you know, 2 he's a rookie cop. Yeah, that's interesting, and he's a decent contrast to Ada, who's a bit more jaded.
Blue butterfly.
See if I can remember this. I think it was Skull, and then Lizard, and then Pincer? No? Okay, I'm gonna have to look at it.
Interesting. Good to know.
It was Pincer, See if I got it right though. Lizard. Pincer, K-roll. Cow skull. Yeah. It's the same thing. I got that right, but I think it's the wrong order. Pincer, K-roll. Cow skull. Pincer, cow skull. K-roll? K-roll. Pincer, cow skull. I think that's it. That's the wrong one. Is it the wrong one? Let's see, we go here to the bugs. I think that's a pincer guy. Then you come here to the alligator. No. Then you walk around this way. So it's pincer, cow skull, alligator. Pincer, cow. And then K-rool. I thought I did that. Did I not? Skip the cutscene. Hi, Gigi. What? Do you want to leave? What's up? Gigi. Come here. You guys seeing this? What a goofball. I'll open the door. Meow. Meow. You feeling okay, dude?
Louis has the amber. I need to reach him.
Why does that line give off vibes of Harry Mason when he says, "My daughter, I gotta find her"?
Louise's footprints. Must have gone this way.
No. Really? Meow. Meow. He keeps meowing at me. It's not his normal meow. I think he might be feeling off. I just don't want you getting sick on my bed, okay, dude? That's right. Box that. Meow. Meow. Keeps meowing it. Couldn't tell you what he wants. I also do miss, I will admit, I do miss the old cultist noises. I do think they're iconic. But I guess the island reuses some of those sound effects too.
Down we go. What is this?
You know what? I was gonna do Crow Country tomorrow. You know, in the afternoon or something. But maybe we do a few runs of separate ways first. Just to see, this is a good refresher on, where locations are, what I need to do, etc.
A nest. Hope it's not a sign of things to come.
But it looks like I'm losing frames on the recording side of that. Took a moment to focus to that happened with both in the game and in the stream.
I'm not swimming in that.
Oh, why not? It's not that gross. Maybe it's a little murky, but... The sweeper's so good. It was good in the original.
I've got some new items in stock. Come take a look.
Well, the Chicago sweeper's so good. I've been streaming for about 2 hours now. 2 hours, 18 minutes. I think maybe...
Welcome. I've got something new for you, mate. All my wares are in tip-top shape. I assure you, got a selection of good things on sale, stranger.
Maybe I will finish it. I'm not too far from the
Why
end,
not try
honestly.
your hand at a new neck? It's time then.
I've played a little bit of Hunting Ground in the past. And I really liked it. I want to get a physical version, but I think even just the game in the box is like $500. I don't have that kind of cash to throw around right now. It's something I could emulate,
Should take care of
and
the
I've
water,
considered that.
I hope.
But I'm a physical media guy. I love to own the things that I purchase, or own the things that I play, or own the things that I read. I like to be able to touch them, put them on my shelf. It looks nice on my shelf. I recognize that not everything is gonna be able to do like that. Much like Haunted Ground, I don't think I'm ever going to get a physical copy of that game. But sometimes digital media has its benefits, like in the case of this game, all the mods that we've been enjoying. Okay, all the 2 mods that I installed before. Might want to grab a high-powered scope now. It's getting a bit trickier. There's a big fish I need to sell though, so maybe I'll do that first.
break's over, I suppose.
More of them. Great. Cool. Another thing I don't know how to feel about completely is how they changed the treasure system. In the original game, there were only, well, I wouldn't say only, but there were certainly a few treasures that you do the whole put the thing in the other thing. And it was only a few. It was only ever a few. It wasn't all of them. This game is pretty much all of them. There might be one around firing there. There's the big fish somewhere. Gotta catch the big fish. And then sell it. Just like in Leon. There it is. In this game, pretty much every I know that not all of them, like the antique watch or the compass. You know, there's a compass too. Not everything requires the gems
What
to
can I interest you
inlay for XYZ.
I'll buy it at a high price. Hope to see you
But
again.
a lot of them do. I don't hate it, but it's not. I don't think it's necessary for everything. Oh, cool. Gunpowder. I want to use as little healing here as I can, so I'm probably going to be using a decent amount of flash grenades.
Thanks for the directions, Luis.
There's a... I think it's a double Gyarados fight, but I can't remember. It might just be one, but I think it's two. Yeah, it's two. That's fair. Okay. That's not good. to react there. Ooh, boy. Yeah, that's gonna be a tough one for the professionalist plus. I think that's probably gonna be the biggest hurdle. Asafa's not really that hard to fight if you know what you're doing. I guess U3, depending upon who you are, what you want to call him or it. I'd probably gravitate towards U3 regardless, just because I'm an old head like that. Even though I haven't really been around the Resident Evil space for that long. It's been about 3 years, give or take. I think 4 by this spring. I was just getting into the series as 8 was coming out. Whereas, I think 8 was out already. And 4 remake got announced.
You again?
I'd always known of the series. I'd just never gotten too into it until then. Mainly because I just didn't really care that much.
Oh, nothing but the fine ways.
When I turned 17, I grew an interest for it, just because, you know, the best thing I could compare it to
Well,
is,
got a selection of good things
this
on
isn't
sale,
exactly a
stranger.
1-for-1, but
Stocking up
Ocarina of
while you
Time,
can.
when I was a little
Wise
kid, always kind of
choice. A deal
eluded
well
me.
struck back
Like, not
anytime.
eluded, but intrigued me as, sorry, press the Windows key on accident. It always intrigued me as this kind of like mysterious other, I don't know, like I'd seen footage of the Deku Tree and stuff like the Shadow Temple. I'd seen footage of those temples. I'd seen footage of the quests and of the models and of the characters and everything. And it felt different to what I was used to. And I was fascinated by that. So when I finally got around to playing it, needless to say, I was not unimpressed. I thoroughly enjoy the Zelda 64 games, and this I didn't say it, but this goes for Majora's Mask as well, because we had a Wii, but my brother and I were pretty stupid. Didn't know what we needed in order to play 64 games, basically until it was about too late when the Wii issued. My brother, being older and wiser than I, Zelda 1 and 2, Mario Bros. 1, 2, and 3, what else? I think Metroid, he got Metroid, but then he got some ones that are undeniably classic, but aren't necessarily good, in my opinion at least, like Kid Icarus, you know? Oh, I think Kirby's Adventure. I think we did get Kirby's Adventure. That's a good one. The only NES game I ever bought, my decision, was Mega Man 4. And I picked a pretty damn good game. That's my one. Zelda 1 and 2 I've always liked. But then, I didn't really get into Zelda until I was about 10, maybe. When I played Ocarina of Time 3D. I always played a Zelda in the past, like 1 and 2. I liked 1, I thought 2 was okay. My opinion since has changed. I still like 1, but I think 2 is good and it's overhated. It's not perfect, Don't misuse my words. I'm not saying 2 is better than 1. I'm not saying 1 is bad. I'm not saying 2 is amazing. 2 could definitely use with some, do with some remake type stuff. That's lovely. This is what I'm talking about with the U3 fight. It's not a... I don't hate this fight. It's annoying. That's basically all I had to summarize it with, though. I don't hate this fight. It's annoying. I think the original U3 fight, well, pitifully easy, once you learn the pattern, is at least entertaining. It's fun. I don't think this fight is really that much. I just think it's bothersome. At least it's short. The first phase isn't nearly as bad, in my opinion. I think the first phase is fine. The second phase, though, is a regular son of a bitch. Did I lose internet? I think I might have lost internet for a second there.
Luis, where is it?
Thank you for the chance to do good again.
What are you saying?
I'm grateful. Like I said, I'm just your good old Samaritan. How about you help Leon when I'm gone, eh? Speaking of... sounds like he needs me.
These headphones work. I got these new headphones today. They work. Every time I bump the auxiliary input thing, the male input thing, it messes with the audio a little, and it just, yeah. I don't know. It was like $20. I got it from a Walgreens, you know, cheap, something I could just pick up, and if it breaks, I'm not gonna make a big old fuss about it. Interesting fact. You know what else is about $20? The manual
Now,
for Resident Evil 2 on Nintendo 64. I was doing a little bit of digging, because you know most people don't keep their N64 boxes or manuals. They were cardboard. What are you supposed to do with them, really? Same with Game Boy Advance. I know it's pretty rare to find Game Boy Advance boxes, but especially manuals. Or manuals, but especially boxes, other way around.
get over this.
Both of them. But you get the occasional seller or store or something that's carrying one or both at a decent price. You know, I've seen a couple complete in box like Mario 64s, not fresh, but complete. I think that was about 60, maybe $70. The kids back in the day, they buy their Nintendo 64 cartridge. What kid's gonna keep around cardboard? Especially if they're like 6 or 7, you know, they don't 5, 6, 7, 8. We're in that younger age range when most millennials were probably around that age when they got their 64s. You know, when I was 12, 13, by then I kind of knew it's probably worth it to have boxes for your old consoles and games and stuff. So I got like I've got my cardboard box for my Switch, my OLED. I've got a cardboard box for my previous Switch Lite, which I should probably give to the person I gave the Switch Lite to.
What can I interest you in?
But
All yours, stranger.
yeah, okay, that's good.
yourself killed now.
Yeah, I don't need to do that right now. What was I saying? Manuals, boxes, and so forth. Anyways, it's easier to keep stuff like PlayStation 4 or Nintendo Switch because they're, you know, not flimsy cardboard, they're durable plastic. Or DS. I got a lot of DS boxes still. 3DS as well. I'm pretty proud of those box collections. I mean, I'm proud of the game collections too, obviously, but
Here we go.
you know, some of those games are way more expensive if you got it in the box. I mean, most of them are, because it's additional physical media you're purchasing, technically speaking. But I would be happy to do a tour of some sort in the future. My room isn't big, but you know, my collection's extensive. It's not the biggest in the world, but for the size that it is, it's pretty good. Stall them for a minute. I'll just let them come to me now. Yep. I really wanted to get Paper Mario on N64 original hardware, but I don't know if it's worth it. I got it on Virtual Console, on Wii Virtual Console, so I don't really know if it's worth it to get it again, basically. I actually did buy it on, that's another one of my only purchases, but it was a good purchase on our family's Wii back in the day. We figured it out, what we needed in order to play newer console games, quote unquote newer console games, 64, Super Nintendo, stuff like that. I don't think it's any use telling you now, because most people know this already, but in order to play those quote-unquote newer gen consoles on Wii Virtual Console, all you really need is either a classic controller or a GameCube. So I found a RE4 at Goodwill, and that's how I was able to play a decent chunk of Paper Mario. I got probably 5 chapters in, probably thereabouts. I think I got to the jungle with Naval Piranha, and then the controller broke. I couldn't finish it. Granted, I still have not finished it yet. I'm on the last. I'm the ice castle. There's one puzzle that I got stuck on, and I said I'll come back to this later, and I haven't yet. That might be a project I get done here in the near future, just to have something else to do working on Dragon Quest 3. I'm working on that. Well, not right now, but I will be working on that again. I really like the original Paper Mario. I think there's a lot to love about it. I've not played Thousand Year Door, and I was planning on purchasing the GameCube version, but
Gotta keep the
with
client
the
happy.
same deal with Super Mario RPG. With the improved Switch version, I don't really see a purpose in buying the original, other than legacy, physical media stuff again. I do like that, but if the newer version is cheaper, one, and has more content in it too, because both of the newer versions of each of those games are cheaper, then I don't really see a point in buying the original, other than for that basically archival purpose. I mean, I'd still play it. I'm not one of those jerks who buy games just to keep them on a shelf. I don't play my Super Nintendo all that often. Every once in a while I'll come back to it. Play Donkey Kong Country Trilogy, something like that. Yoshi's Island. Progress further in that. Mostly playing on my newer gen retro stuff, because it's just those games are longer. So I gotta focus more attention to that. Dragon Quest 8. Resident Evil, I mentioned Resident Evil Dead Aim, that one, Ace Combat 4, I'm working on all of that. But I probably should finish. I've beaten Mario World before, that one's on my shelf. I've beaten Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2, those are on my shelf. I've beaten, I think I beat Mario Bros. 3. And that one I played with my dad and my brother. Same with the Mega Man 4, I played that one with my brother.
I've got a ways to go.
I don't have an NES, but my dad does. I don't know if I need an NES, honestly. There's not that much I want to play on the NES that I couldn't just play on Virtual Console, on Wii, or I guess Switch. But I think that's another common issue with retro games, retro consoles, is there's stuff that I think is interesting. I think it might be cool to have, but I'm never gonna play that console if I were to buy it, honestly. Stuff like the Sega Saturn, that'd be cool to have. I'm never gonna play it though. Or the Dreamcast. Dreamcast is cool. There's a lot of stuff there that's pretty cool, but there's a lot on the Dreamcast that if I really wanted to play it, it's on PS2 or GameCube or both. Like Sonic Adventure. If I really want to play that one's also on Steam. It's on Steam too. It's just there's sometimes it's just not worth it. I wouldn't say that in most cases it's not worth it. Most of the time for retro content, yeah, it's probably worth it. I'd say go for it. But there are a few rare occasions where don't bother. And that's one of them. Dreamcast. Unless you're a big Sega nerd, like I am, or I guess maybe was a big Nintendo nerd. don't bother. If you want to play Dreamcast games,
Should be just up ahead, but getting through won't be easy.
if you want to play Dreamcast games, most of them, if not all of them, are on GameCube or PS2. And that's just, it's usually cheaper in the long run, because then you don't have to buy a Dreamcast. A lot of the times Dreamcast games are cheaper than their counterparts on the other consoles. But because the console itself is so expensive, because of how uncommon it is to see nowadays, I don't think it's worth it.
Quest all. Well done. You've proven yourself reliable. Stranger. Ooh, I'll pay a pretty penny for that. Why not try your hand at a new gun, stranger? Might save your life.
Does Ada not get... I don't think she gets a Magnum. I think it's just the bow, the explosive crossbow. Well, in any case, I think I want to use it.
I'll buy almost anything.
So I might sell the Punisher
I'll
and
buy
buy
it at
back
a high price.
the blast crossbow.
Let us know when you've made some room. Ooh, that beauty shoots arrows tipped with explosives. You'll get quite the fireworks display. That is a top-notch weapon. You really don't settle for anything less than the best, do ya? Got us now.
Yeah, I think that works.
Go and cause some mayhem, eh?
Hello? That's odd. What were you afraid of, Ada? You got an upgraded Chicago sweeper. There's no reason to be afraid. And at this point in the professional run, I think I would have a professional sweeper. Not a professional sweeper, a max upgraded sweeper. At this point in the run, I think this merchant is the earliest that we could get a max upgraded sweeper, so... Or at least, infinite ammo. But that's what, early game we keep like the pistol. A pistol. But by now we probably would have sold pistol and maybe kept the Stingray, just have it unupgraded. Maybe buy the biosensor
Don't die on
for
me.
the what are they called? Regenerators. Maybe bought the bioscope. I might do that now too. It could be useful.
Welcome. Got a selection of good things.
Why is he
on sale,
sniffing me?
stranger. All yours, stranger. An interesting choice.
Small key like
I
Zelda.
mean it in a good
Aha.
way, of course. Come back anytime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Unraid Beetle quest. What's this? Yeah, okay. No, not that. That's what I want. It's 1 o'clock. It's been almost 3 hours. 2 hours 30 minutes probably in the game. No, only about 2 hours. This would be great time if I was still running. I guess not still. I was running professional. But I know that it's skewed a little because I started with the Chicago. Max Chicago. Let's go for this guy. Or you know what? Let's not even use the biosensor scope. We don't need it. Not for this guy, at least. Upcoming sections we might. Is there someone? Yeah, okay. There's a regenerator up there, I know. Like, I know this campaign isn't as long as Leon's. This is another comparison I'm making. I don't like this. What do you call it? I don't like this separate ways as much as the original, and I especially don't like it as much as Assignment Ada in the original game Asterisk, because it wasn't really in the original Resident Evil 4, like the GameCube version. I think it was added in. I can't remember the PS2 or the PC version was first. Whichever one was first, I think it was added in then. And then the Wii version got all of that along with the additional costumes. There were only one special costume per character in the original, one for Ashley or Leon. It was the Wii version that added the armor and the pinstripe outfit. So there's a fun fact for you. If you didn't know that, now you do. Come on, Ada, pick it up.
That was bound to happen.
Spooky. More regenerators coming up. You'll see why I kept the Stingray here soon. There should be two. So there's one. Yeah, pump them with enough lead and eventually they just die anyways. Here, right now, is the reason that you keep the Stingray with the biosensor. Because there's an Iron Maiden in this hallway.
Trash.
I think that's bull crap though. The fact that they can hit you away from that far. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that it just used to be a melee attack. But I guess Capcom decided it needed to be more annoying or something. To finish or to not finish? That is the question. I'm at the end. You know, there's 2-ish major sections left. There's the bunker, and
It warms my heart to see you welcome.
Sadler and the
Ooh,
ending,
what
basically.
you buying? I knew you were a go-getter. Nice work. All my wares are in tip-top shape, I assure
I guess I could just buy the infinite launcher right now. If I sold the rest of my stuff. I think I could. 2, 2, 2.
you. Your valuables won't
6.
do you much good in the grave.
That's boring though. I'll stick with what I got.
What you see is what I've got. Will that be all then? Pleasant travels.
Oh yeah.
Not
They're-
exactly covert, but it'll have to do.
They replaced the lift section in Leon's campaign. That's another thing I don't like. They swapped a bunch of stuff. Swapped a bunch of stuff from Leon to Ada, and I don't think they really needed to. There's a bunch of parts that would have been part of Leon's section, but I just decided it would have fit better here. Didn't have enough space in Leon's campaign to do what they wanted to do with it. I don't know.
Lights out.
But this is one of the most iconic moments in the original game, in my opinion, is the approach to Mendez. I just think it's cool. It's a decent build. It's not like a scary build up or anything. It's just
Excuse
like,
me. Can I see your ticket?
I think it's like to me it was like an intimidation
Well,
factor.
this isn't
Like
good.
he's there already. He's just waiting. You have to come in. But I suppose that makes sense for like a video game boss. But I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Oh, I missed one. There we go.
Lights out. Not my favorite carnival ride.
What is your favorite? Is it roller coaster? Would you prefer the minecart in Leon's campaign? Honestly, I probably would have. I am glad they kept that.
Oh, nothing. Welcome, stranger.
Yeah, I think it's, yeah. What's my hour look like? Well, it's 2. shielded. I can get this guy right now. Alright, enough looking. You know, I find it interesting that a lot of this remake stuff I can describe by saying it's not hard, but it is annoying. And I think that this part is one of those times where I can say that. It's not a difficult section, but it's not necessarily pleasant to go through. You know, I guess that makes sense, wandering through enemy territory or whatever. But I don't think it's supposed to be fun in a narrative sense. Gameplay sense, yeah, for sure it's supposed to be fun. I think I let go a little too early. Fun fact, another one, and this one is actually pretty fun. If you get caught up in one of those stabbing animations, or finisher animation, you will not be interrupted by an explosion. You will go through the full animation without being affected by whatever explosion may have hit you. But otherwise, so strategic finishers are actually pretty useful. If you're catching the feeling like you're in a tough situation and you just need a breather, stuff like that, or a kick, you know, or strategic kicks. Those are good ways to cause a little bit of space, give you a bit of a breather. But don't really need a breather when we've got the Shadow Sweeper here, right? Yep, okay. Just a ruby? Okay. Not even a red barrel.
Oh, it's just one thing after another today.
You're right, madam. I'll just chill here for a minute. I wonder if you could hit. I wonder if you could hit. Aha! You can. That's good to know. Man, that sweeper makes this game so much easier. Oh, there's the reason why it's used in the professional guns. Because it doesn't really matter if your damage with the sweeper is as high as it can be. What really matters is especially this Resident Evil game, is how not necessarily damage output. I mean, that's part of it, obviously, but more, I would say more so, how many bullets you can put into an enemy, not as much the damage those bullets are doing. Of course, something like the hand cannon is gonna finish the job quicker. Something like the hand cannon, or any of the magnums or whatever. That's obviously gonna be a quicker method. But the ability to stun enemies essentially with just your bullets, or in the case of something like the something like the sweeper or the I want to say MP40, but I know it's not the
this isn't
MP40.
just a comms facility.
And even more importantly, the flash grenades, which are probably, again, even in the original, probably the most important item you could have in your inventory at any given time. They instant kill Plagas. They stun enemies. They do a lot. They do a lot for you.
This is where we say goodbye.
I would say, other than your gun, whatever you might be using, and it probably should be an SMG. Other than your gun, the flash grenade is probably the most important item you could ever have. Healing is nice, but if you can prevent the need for healing with a flash grenade or your gun, then, you know, do that. Which is why,
Guess my new friend was the result of some experiment.
you see, or I guess, yeah, you see in speedruns and stuff. But you saw in my inventory when I started this, I had a bunch of the powder and a bunch of the large-sized material, because having the ability to craft those grenades on demand is essential to getting good time. Pivotal to maximizing your efficiency. What? Dude? I forgot about this side room here. Our last little treasures in here. Okay, well, not the last, I guess. But is it hanging from the ceiling? Oh, nope. It's right there. Necklace. Again,
Lasers. Better watch out.
maybe it makes more sense because Ada's a spy, a super awesome secret spy, or whatever, but why did they feel the need to take this out of Leon's campaign? Just don't think it needed to leave, you know? Maybe it doesn't make sense being in Leon's campaign as much, but you know, I just, maybe it is just me. I just like it. I think Leon doing all that stuff is funny.
Now, how to connect the device.
It reminds me of the goofy crap that Metal Gear Solid pulls sometimes. The Metal Gear Solid series.
Okay, I'm done here.
Alright, I'm done here. I need some water or something before I do Snake's voice. My voice is getting very tired and it's only been about 2 hours, maybe 3. 3 recording, I think. 2 playing the game. Wow. Shift. I was pressing mouse 1. Almost lost there. Pretty.
Always have an out.
Oops. Sorry. Sorry I tapped the mic there. It probably scraped a little. Alright, we're in the home stretch. All we gotta do is fight Sadler and then we're done.
Leon's headed for their sanctuary. I'll meet him there.
Nobody's really watching right now. I think that's fun.
Your type gets things done. Welcome.
Any space for anything.
Next time.
I need to make something, make some space for rocket launcher, so I don't have to really fight Sadler. Oops. Where'd you come from?
Not again.
I want to use the blast crossbow, but I haven't really gotten a good opportunity to use it. Most of my combat encounters have been relatively close quarters, and it's not gonna work, you know. There we go. There's one. That sped up reload animation looks ridiculous. I like it. I'm gonna need some of these for upcoming section. Honestly, if you could go through either campaign of 4 with only 2 weapons, your SMG, whatever you want to use, doesn't matter which SMG, and a sniper rifle, usually the Stinger is the best choice in both games. I think in the this might be consistent with the remake too, but in the original, no, I think this is only in the remake. The classic weapon models, the older weapon models, tend to do more damage. So like the Mauser. And this, I don't think it's the case in the original, but it might be. So like the older sawed-off shotgun does do more damage compared to I parried that, but okay. The older models, I'm pretty sure, do more damage when compared to newer, quote-unquote, newer guns. Where's the other guy? I'd have to do my research, but I thought that it was consistent with the original game. It might not be though. I do know that the damage threshold for stuff like the original SW shotgun and the Mauser and the bolt action in this game, I think the damage threshold is technically higher than something like the Stingray or you know, like the Broken Butterfly technically has a higher threshold than what's it called? What's it called? Why am I forgetting it? Why am I forgetting it now? Shoot. Killer 7. I think it does technically have a higher threshold, or higher damage number calculation, whatever, than the Killer 7.
You're really gonna do it, stranger.
But
Welcome.
you know, it's
What
up to
can I
personal,
interest you in?
choice, I think, at that
Your
point.
valuables won't do you much good in the grave.
Yeah, I might want to keep the hand grenade. Get the rifle. Get out of the biosensor now. Don't need it.
Thank you. Let us know when you've made some room. All yours, stranger. Hope to see you again soon.
Let's do that.
Stranger.
I keep forgetting that E is the crouch button. It just doesn't feel natural. It should be control or C or something. Did I miss? No, okay. Hasta luego.
Wayward lamb.
Yep.
Not long until the bombs on this island start popping off.
Well, I don't think I need
Time
to
to wrap
save
things
here.
up.
I think we're fine.
Just what I was looking for.
I do like the music. The escape music here is pretty good. That is one thing I think is consistent with this game. Is that even though I do like some of the tracks in the original a little bit more, a lot of the tracks here are not bad at all. They're perfectly good. Like the boss themes especially. Salazar's in particular, I think is very good. And even more than his boss fight, specifically when you beat him, he has this like what would be a good word to describe it? It's not post-loot or I don't know what I'm thinking of. Outro, whatever. Like as he's dying, the music that plays as he's dying. Oh, it's just beautiful. I think Osmond's theme, Sadler, you know, I said Salazar. I think Sadler's theme is okay. Mendez's is okay. Krauser's is pretty good. But I don't think the island theme here is as good as the original. The theme from the island was really good in the original game. Like I don't think it was in character, but The theme that would play when you get into a fight on the island. It's really good. It had these nice bongos. It sounded like a secret spy mission. Listen, I don't think anything in this soundtrack is bad, but I don't think it's anything nearly as good as the original. Ow. We got plenty of time though. And a decent number of heals still. Okay. Not if we do that. Use that. And I really hope that somebody from Resident Evil gets in the next Super Smash Bros. Game. It's probably, if anybody, Leon. Or maybe, if Requiem does pretty good, maybe Grace, Ashcroft. But they're probably going to want a legacy character in that role.
Deja vu.
If I had to guess, that's probably what they're gonna want, is somebody like Leon or Ada or Chris or Jill, Barry. I think it'd be cool if it were Barry,
Hold on, Leon.
just because I think Barry is funny. And he's a pretty good character in the original game, sure, but especially Revelations 2. You get to know him a little bit better than him just being a partner in crime, more or less. Oh shoot. That's not good. Come on.
Lights out.
I think that should do it.
I can still make it.
I think when I did this hardcore playthrough to get the chicken hat, I was like seconds off from dying a couple times. Like, you know, I barely died, basically. Come on, grapple the shield already. See, that's same thing I was talking about with the explosive. It works for when they're running at you as well. It's just handy, you know? Where's the big guy? Ow. I thought he was going to be stunned for a little longer. Took 3 crossbow bolts to the face and still needed like 6 volleys of headshots from the Chicago sweeper. Wow. Please, Leon needs help.
Leon needs help. Hurry.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
I'm on it.
This also, I don't think the timer should continue in this cutscene and whatever. I think once you get up here, this should just be a cutscene. The timer's over. But it's not until you reach the edge of this platform that it stops. So, I don't know. Doesn't never made sense to me. conclusion, Ada gets the sample. She finds out Wesker has plans for world domination. We'll get one last look at this really well done model from
Patch me through.
Ada. This model Mai.
I've obtained the amber.
And
Excellent.
you know, it's setting up Resident Evil
Just one
5 remake with Excella there
What are you
and
planning to do with
flowers and
this?
whatever.
I do not pay you to ask questions. All you need to know is a new dawn is breaking. 100 will give their lives so that just one may live.
You could go to 5 or 6 stores
I
for just one.
am expediting that change.
Alright. That's enough. We can skip the credits. So just barely off almost off of not world record. An S rank. I think S plus is 230. I think S rank is like 3 or 4, 330, something like that. Anyways, that was fun. So much fun. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I will see you all afternoon, probably. I'm doing stuff in the evening with the guys. I might record something. But yeah, maybe I'll take you through some video editing process. Just see what I'm up to for tomorrow. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are. God bless. Peace.